Welcome to Urban Legends, and in tonight's video, we'll be counting down the top 5 scariest stories from Great Britain. As always, we save the most disturbing for last. The Theatre Royal in London is one of the most famous haunted theatres in the world, and its most famous spectre is the Man in Grey. Unlike most ghosts that bring fear or bad omens, this spectral figure is believed to be a good luck charm for productions at the theater. The Man in Grey is typically described as a tall figure dressed in an 18th century grey cloak, powdered wig, white ruffled shirt, tricorn hat, and buckled shoes. Witnesses often report seeing him limping slightly before he disappears through a wall. His presence is almost always observed in daylight, often before a new play or production begins. Many actors and staff believe that seeing him before a show is a sign of success, as his appearances have coincided with the most critically acclaimed performances. The legend suggests that the Man in Grey is the spirit of a murdered nobleman. During renovations in the 19th century, theater workers uncovered a skeleton hidden within a bricked-up passageway, complete with a dagger lodged in its ribs. Many believe this was the ghost's earthly remains, explaining why he haunts the theater. Some speculate that he was killed in a crime of passion or betrayed and murdered by someone close. The Man in Grey's habit of appearing in the upper seating area before vanishing through a wall aligns with the exact location where the hidden skeleton was found. Black Shuck is a fearsome ghostly dog from British folklore, mainly known in East Anglia. Descriptions of the creature vary, but it is often said to be a huge shaggy black dog with glowing red or green eyes. Some tales say it is as big as a horse, while others describe it as the size of a normal dog but unnaturally silent. The legend of Black Shuck dates back hundreds of years. It is often seen as an omen of impending doom. Some say that if you see it, you or someone close to you is about to perish. Others believe it simply haunts lonely roads, graveyards, and coastal paths, appearing to lost travelers before vanishing into the mist. One of the most famous stories comes from 1577 in Suffolk. On August 4th, during a storm, Black Shuck is said to have burst into Holy Trinity Church in Blythburgh. It ran through the congregation, savaging 2 people and leaving scorch marks on the church door. The same day, it was seen in St. Mary's Church in Bungay, where it attacked more people before disappearing. Despite its terrifying reputation, some stories suggest that Black Shuck is not always evil. Some legends describe it as a guardian spirit, watching over travelers and leading them to safety. Over time, the legend of Black Shuck has influenced literature and popular culture, inspiring stories about ghostly dogs like the Hound of the Baskervilles. Some believe the tales come from sightings of real large dogs or wolves, while others think it's purely a myth. Whatever the truth, Black Shuck remains one of England's most famous ghost stories. The Great Grey Man is a mysterious creature said to haunt the summit of Ben Macdui, the second highest mountain in Scotland. The legend has terrified climbers and hikers for centuries, with reports of eerie encounters that leave people feeling watched, followed, or overwhelmed with fear. The creature itself is rarely seen, but those who claim to have spotted it describe it as a towering shadowy figure, which is at least 10 feet tall and covered in short gray fur. It is said to have long gangly limbs, an unnaturally thin body, and glowing or piercing eyes that stare through the mist. Some say it moves with strange and heavy steps, while others believe it glides just above the ground, barely making a sound. Even when it isn't visible, its presence is often felt. Many climbers report hearing loud, crunching footsteps behind them, matching their pace exactly, only for nothing to be there when they turn around. Others describe hearing strange whispers in the wind or feeling an intense sense of dread, as if something enormous is watching from just out of sight. The most famous account came from mountaineer Professor Norman Colley in 1891. He spoke of hearing heavy footsteps following him in the fog on Ben Macdui. The experience was so terrifying that he refused to return to the mountain alone. Since then, other climbers have shared similar encounters, keeping the legend alive. Some believe the Gray Man is a supernatural guardian of the mountain, a ghostly spirit meant to scare off intruders. Others think it could be a real, unknown creature, like a Scottish version of the Yeti. More skeptical explanations suggest infrasound, low-frequency vibrations that can cause panic, or hallucinations caused by exhaustion and isolation. Whether it's a creature, a spirit, or just tricks of the mind, many who climb Ben Macdui still report strange experiences. Even the bravest hikers admit that when the mist rolls in, and the mountain grows silent, it's easy to believe something is lurking just beyond the fog. Borley Rectory, once known as the most haunted house in England, was a spooky old mansion in Essex with a chilling history. Built in 1862, it became famous for strange paranormal activity, terrifying both residents and ghost hunters alike. The most famous legend involves a ghostly nun. According to the story, she fell in love with a monk from a nearby monastery, and when their forbidden romance was discovered, she was said to be bricked up alive in the convent walls. Ever since, her spirit has been seen wandering the grounds, looking lost and sorrowful. Residents of Borley Rectory often reported eerie happenings, phantom footsteps, whispers, and objects moving on their own. Mysterious writing would appear on the walls, as if the spirits were trying to communicate. Some even claim to hear horse-drawn carriages rushing past in the dead of night, though no carriage was ever seen. The haunting caught the attention of famed paranormal investigator Harry Price in the 1920s. He spent years studying the rectory and even held seances to contact the spirits. His reports only added to the house's terrifying reputation. In 1939, a fire destroyed Borley Rectory, but even after it was gone, the hauntings didn't stop. People still reported ghostly figures and unexplained lights at the site where the house once stood. To this day, Borley Rectory remains one of the most famous ghost stories in the UK. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, its chilling tales have made it a legend in paranormal history. The Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, is a legendary creature believed to live in Loch Ness, a deep freshwater lake in Scotland. It is one of the world's most famous mysteries, and people have reported seeing it for hundreds of years. Nessie is often described as a large creature with a long neck, a small head, and a big, bulky body. Some reports say it has flippers, helping it move smoothly through the water. Others believe it looks like a serpent or giant eel. The most popular theory suggests that Nessie might be a plesiosaur, an ancient reptile that lived millions of years ago. However, scientists say it is unlikely that such a creature could still exist today. The first recorded sighting of a strange creature in Loch Ness dates back to 565 AD, when an Irish monk named St. Columba reportedly saw a water beast attack a swimmer. However, Nessie became truly famous in 1933, when a couple driving near the lake claimed they saw a huge creature crossing the road and disappearing into the water. This sighting led to more reports, photos, and investigations. Over the years, many people have claimed to see Nessie. Some have taken photos and videos, while others have used sonar equipment to search for it underwater. The most famous image, named the surgeon's photograph, appeared to show a long-necked creature in the water. However, it was later proven to be a hoax. Despite this, many people still believe in Nessie. There are many ideas about what Nessie could be. Some scientists believe people are actually seeing waves, floating logs, or large fish like sturgeons. Others think it could be a trick of light and shadow. Some people continue to hope that Nessie is a real unknown creature, but there is no strong evidence to prove this. Even without proof, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster remains exciting, bringing tourists from all over the world to Loch Ness in search of the mysterious creature. That concludes the top 5 scariest British urban legends. Which was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time for more urban legends.